Okay, y'all, so we got a new experiment. You know, the scientist in me has to figure out ways to experiment with stuff all the time. So this is what we're going to do. Usually what I have happen is, with my tomatoes, let me back up so y'all can see. From there to there, to the top of the plant, that's like 4.5, 5 feet, right? It don't look like it, but trust me, it is. What I usually do is, y'all seen it before, I usually let my tomatoes and stuff just kind of turn into a jungle, and I don't sucker them. I don't do nothing. I did something a little different this year. This year I suckered from the bottom up to about halfway where that branched. Now that is not a sucker. The tomato plant naturally branched on its own. That's what a sucker looked like. See how you got that? That's not what that was. That was just, sometimes your tomatoes will naturally branch, and they'll do it more than once. So I suckered up until that point, and then I stopped suckering. So you notice the suckers that I have are not that big. There's one. Find another one. You see some itty bitty ones coming right there. What I said was, is this year, instead of just letting this, because these are indeterminate, they're going to keep vining up and up and up, but I don't have no bamboo, and I'm not finna have tomatoes up that high, because when the wind blows or a bad rainstorm or whatever, it's probably going, the weight of the tomatoes and everything probably will rip my bamboo down or whatever I would have that high. For instance, y'all know I grow beans 15, 20 feet in the high, in the air, because the top of that pole up there, that one way up there, that one, that's probably 20 feet. This one's probably, it's less, it's shorter than that one. Maybe 16, 17 feet for these. So y'all know I grow pretty high, especially on my pole beans. But the reason I can get away with that is pole beans and beans in general are very light. Tomatoes are very different. Come on, pole bean, don't. Cooperate. Just cooperate. That's all I want you to do. Yard long beans. Look how skinny they are, how long they get so fast. Never grown those before. Thanks, Letitia. Anyway, so what I decided to do over here different this year, I think it's still gonna turn into a jungle. Y'all know me. Hashtag Team Greedy. I want all the production I can get. It's already somewhat of a jungle. I gotta show y'all how to harvest that. Well, I'm sure y'all might know how to harvest it, but I'm gonna show you anyway. But I said, instead of letting the tops continue to grow and to continue to sucker and to continue to do whatever, why don't I try is the operative word, to turn an indeterminate tomato into a bush tomato, kind of. Of course, you can't change its genetics. You can't do that. That's not possible. That's like trying to turn me into a white woman. That ain't gonna work. So what I did was, and I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm gonna try to get the camera to focus. Focus. Now let me go back to autofocus, and sometimes it'll focus for me. It's like, screw you. But anyway, right here, I pinched that off, and that was the top. This grew out since yesterday. So I pinched the very top out. You see right above this cluster of blooms? I pinched the top out. And there's a few blooms right here. And what I'm going to try to do is to maybe keep the top of this here. But what that should do, in theory, if you know plant, I don't know the word I'm looking for. If you know botany, the idea is when you top a plant, it's going to do one or two things. Well, it's going to do, energy's got to go somewhere. So it's not going to put energy towards growing up anymore. It may, but what I may do is pinch those off. But if you keep topping it, the energy will go into the fruit and more than likely into pushing out suckers. Because I noticed when I topped that, I got two suckers real close to each other. And it started, even where I had broke off suckers before, the growth node was not damaged. I just broke the sucker off. And it started trying to push new suckers out of those spots. So maybe I'll get more branches and stuff down here and less of the height up here. Because another thing is when these tomatoes get tall, like for instance, these are going to be big tomatoes. This is most definitely going to drag those limbs down. But hey, the limbs on this plant are pretty thick though. They look pretty good. If you look down in here though, look at that. Ain't that a sight of beauty? And I mean, they're almost like trees. You can't even hardly bend them. I did the same thing with this one. I pinched it off right there. Yeah, my camera's just, it's like, yeah, screw you. We don't care about you anymore. But yeah, I pinched it off right there. And so we'll see what it does. I noticed this sucker got increasingly large. And look at this. It's almost like it's two suckers coming out of one spot. Never really seen that before. This is another one that branch on that is fabulous. Tomatoes are looking fabulous. These are San Marzanos. I sprayed my stuff with BT yesterday. I don't see no more damage, but I'm going to spray it again. Same thing over here. I topped this, but I think this grew like 5 inches overnight. Like this was not. See the top rung? That's 14 inches to the top of there. And I'm trying to see where, look at this. Two suckers coming out of the middle of that. Another sucker right on the other side. So this one responded as well. That wasn't there yesterday. But yeah, this one has a lot of tomatoes too. I don't know, this year is the year of the tomato for me, y'all. Last year my tomatoes were horrid. This year they're gorgeous. Last year was the year of the pepper for me. So, and this year my peppers are not behaving. So, Felix, you're filthy. I'm going to show y'all Felix in a minute. But, yeah, so that's my experiment, at least with these. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet. I am going to push you inside that cage. See, that was not that tall yesterday. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Every day these things grow anywhere from 3 to 6 inches. Every day. Because that wasn't even reaching. This, what I just pushed in, was not reaching that yesterday. And it did not have blooms on it. And it now has blooms. Not sure what variety that is. I think that's Black Creme. I know that's San Marzano. I thought these were San Marzanos. They're not. Tomatoes are too round. That one, of course, doesn't have tomatoes on it yet, so I don't know what that is. But let me show y'all the tomatoes up here in the front. I think I'm about ready to pull the radish pods and just collect all the seeds and make those for sale. I'm not going to sell all of them, but y'all know what I mean. Your girl got to keep that paper. I think these are currant tomatoes. I'm pretty sure it's with that. And I suckered these up until a point, and I've kind of stopped suckering them. You have to be careful with currant tomatoes, though, y'all. They'll turn into a bush real quick. I have 3 tomatoes in here. That's the another one. It's looking beautiful. So does that one back there. So all of my tomatoes are looking beautiful. These beets got to come out of here. The multiplying onions. I'm going to talk to y'all about multiplying onions. Those that have a hard time with bulbing onions, these are probably the perfect onions for you. So I'm going to talk about those in a video. And a lot of this stuff going to come out. So that bed is going to become free. This bed is going to be free. 2 on the end is going to be free. So yeah. I cut that comfrey back 2 days ago. I cut it back bald, and now look at it. So yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all my plans with the tomatoes so y'all can see if I succeed or not. And, you know, I'm not saying the exact same thing happened for you, but, you know, watch what other people do. And, you know, you can get an idea or, you know, like say, maybe I should try that, you know, in your own gardens. So, yeah. Everybody keep growing. I know it's getting hot. I'm getting ready to start watering, and then I got to jump on painting this house, and I got something I want to build. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, till next time, I'll see you guys later.